because I was saying, Mashiach Shai even said in St. John 14:15, if you love me, since y'all say y'all love your Jesus, he said, keep my commandments. Keep his commandments. So how you say you love him and you don't keep his commandments? Look, verse 10. With my whole heart have I sought thee. Oh, let me not wander from thy commandments. You think it's not important to keep his commandments, his laws? Thy word have I hid in mine heart, that I might not sin against thee. What's sin? It's what you believe in. Most of you don't know the Old Testament, so just what you believe in. That defines sin in 1 John 3 and 4. 1 John the 3rd chapter, the 4th verse. Whosoever committeth sin, this is the definition of sin, transgresses also the law that the Most High wrote and gave to the children of Israel. For sin is the transgression of the law. Come on now. We always sing it together. Let's go to Psalms 119, 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness. The Most High's laws are an everlasting laws. And thy law is the truth. You see? We know righteousness, we define it in Deuteronomy 6:25. So we tell you the righteousness is commandments, which is the laws. And the law is the truth. His law is the truth. So you're not going to get away from running this way, that way, wherever way you want to go. Look what he said in verse 144. He said, the righteousness of thy testimonies is everlasting. And we know the righteousness is keeping of the Most High's commandments. Everlasting, give me understanding, and I shall live. So if you don't have understanding, you're going to die. And see, people die without knowing, and looking at those that live say, oh, okay, they always want to know, can they come back in? Can they do this? Can they do that? You better be learning. This ain't for everybody. This ain't for everybody. But whoever hears my voice now, you have an opportunity. Or you've heard the understanding of this truth. It wasn't my voice. To whoever it was, you have an opportunity. You don't want everybody. Else, everybody would hear this and like tap in. And I gotta make sure I learn as much as I can before he come. He come for no novice. People that turn their shoulders up to him. You didn't heard this. I don't want to hear that. But you won't challenge this. James 1 and 25. I'm not boasting at all. It's just the truth. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer. So that's a problem. That's why I say I got to go into that. Hearken. Hear. A forgetful hearer. Listen, is an honor and responsibility. So not being a forgetful hearer, because y'all hearing it, then I ask you a question, you can't come back and give it an answer. Something wrong with that picture. You're studying over there, you over here, you over there, you over there. And spiritually, you should be knowing some things. I'm talking to you in the class. Y'all should be knowing certain things off the bat. Bam. Or you're a forgetful hearer. But a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. Hear that? Doer of your works in doing what you're supposed to do, and be diligent in keeping the Most High's rules and regulations. Y'all know about that. Keeping the Most High's rules and regulations. Romans 13. Romans 13 and 10. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. You hear that? Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is fulfilling of the law. So what's love? 2 John 6. What's love? First and foremost, 2 John verse 6. This is love. 2 John 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. Get that? Love worketh no ill to his neighbor, because you're going to know how to treat your people. And like I say, love thy neighbor as thyself. So you love yourself, you can love somebody else. But when you don't love yourself, people that don't love themselves, it's hard for them to really love someone else, because they're just satisfied with themselves. And they'll find fault in you because of themselves. So everybody needs somebody to point the finger at. So they'll point the finger at you when it's really themselves. That's why I say love thy neighbor as thyself. So you got to love yourself to love someone else. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. You see? This is the commandment that ye have heard from the beginning, that ye should walk in it. The commandments is love. That's why I say, when you keep the commandments, you ain't going to work no ill to your neighbor, because you know better. You know what's wrong. Because going back to the law, Leviticus 19th chapter, verse 1 and 2, first and foremost. That's all they had to go by, is the law and the prophets in the New Testament. Was there no New Testament? All they had was the law and the prophets. Period. Leviticus 19, 1 and 2. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, the Most High, your power, am holy. Right? So verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. That's why I said, love worketh no ill to his neighbor, because it's the law. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart, in your mind. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge. There's a whole lot of that going on. Even if it's in the mind of the way you think wrong. Avenging. Thinking of avenging, getting somebody back. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. Grudges is really strong. People be holding grudges for years. You ain't gonna get well, because that's a spirit. These are spirits. Vengeance and grudging against the children of thy people. Whole families holding grudges against each other. But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Most High, see? That's why it's saying love worketh no ill to his neighbor, because Most High just said, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. You hate yourself? That's why you hate somebody else. But it's not necessarily talking about, avoiding them. You got a right to avoid people. Romans 16 and 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, it's Romans 16 and 17. You got a right to avoid some people. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. See? So somebody that's causing divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, you have a right to avoid them. Why? For they that are such serve not our master or Mashiach Yahushua, but their own belly. And by good words and fair speeches, they speak very well. Very eloquent speakers. Deceive the hearts of the minds of the simple. Of the simple. That's why he said, Proverbs 122. That's why he said, look, man, come on. The seed of hearts. That's why he say, how long ye simple ones? Proverbs 122. How long you simple ones? Will you love simplicity? You gonna be walking around with your brain polluted forever? You gonna love simplicity? Religions are simple. It's still with simplicity. A lot of them. It's coming from the French word Cretan, you know, the Latin word Christianus, meaning poor fellow, meaning extremely stupid. Come on. Marshall Shai, show me what Marshall Shai called himself a Christian. Paul said, I'll show you what he said. How long you simple ones will you love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Fools hate knowledge? Why? Verse 7. He said the fear of the Most High is the beginning of knowledge. You fear the Most High? That's the beginning of knowledge. But fools despise wisdom. See, a fool don't despise it. Wisdom is a proper application of knowledge. How you apply this knowledge in your life. And instruction, you can't tell them nothing. That's why he asked a question. They don't want to be instructed. That's why if you look at the judgment, when it goes down, and everything that we're doing, our thoughts, our speech, our actions are written in the books, and they're going to be open, and then the judgment going to be given. I feel for some people. It's cold, man. Look at Hosea, the 10th chapter, the first verse. Israel is an empty vine. Got a vine, ain't nothing on it. He bringeth forth fruit unto himself. Hear that? Bringeth forth fruit unto himself. According to the multitude of his fruit, he hath increased the altars. Multitude of people that came from him increased these wicked pagan altars. All these things are contrary to the Most High. Laws, statute, commandments. According to the goodness of his land, they have made goodly images. Idols. Their heart is divided. Hear that? Their mind is divided. Brains are polluted. Stop saying brainwashed. He's saying their minds are divided. Their minds are polluted. Now shall they be found faulty. Like a lot of y'all gonna be found faulty because y'all dealing with things that is not according to how the Most High would have you to be. Point blank. That's why I say now shall it be found faulty. He shall break down their altars. He shall spoil their images. For now they shall say, we have no king, because we feared not the Most High. What then should a king do to us? They have spoken words, swearing falsely and making a covenant. Thus judgment springeth up as hemlock in the furrows of the field. The inhabitants of Samaria, talk about these northern tribes, shall fear because of the calves of Bethaven. For the people thereof shall mourn over it, and the priests thereof that rejoice on it for the glory thereof, because it is departed from it. It shall be also carried unto Assyria for a present to King Zerah. Ephraim shall receive shame, and Israel shall be ashamed of his own counsel. Most I he said, get rid of them. Just get them out my face. They deal with idolatry, man. Over and over. Jeroboam, when the kingdom first was split, he made 2 calves. Remember in Egypt, when Moses went up to get the commandments and the laws and the statutes, they had made a calf. That was all of us, all 12 tribes was there. So they knew how to do it. It was right there. Aaron made a calf. Took all their golden earrings and for the boys and the girls and the men and the women and made this golden calf. See, this who brought us out of Egypt. After all that the Most High did, and they seen what he did. They witnessed it, and he didn't even touch us. And yet still, you're going to make a calf and say, this who did all those 10 plagues on the Egyptian. But he didn't touch us. That's what saved you. This dang on golden calf you just built. You just made. See how ignorant and how, man. And then y'all want to know how the Most High is supposed to love us. And we did the same thing, southern tribes, just as bad as the northern tribes, until this day. That's why he said, I'm going to go to my place until we acknowledge our offense. I mean, over and over again, until this day, steady offending the Most High. I mean, we had the power, we have the power of powers, had the powers of powers. Now, go to 1 Timothy 1 and 5. And here we are, to this day, looking at some religion that you can't show me that's in this Bible. Show me the Most High. Show me your decree that you have on the wall. This is what we believe in. Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventists, Catholic, Baptist, Church of God in Christ, you name them, that your decree that's on the wall is what it says in this Bible, that the Most High gave you from this Bible. But you read the Bible, but you can't really go into the Bible and say, here we are right here. Where's it at? He gave us laws, statutes, commandments to go by. That's why 1 Peter 1 and 5. Now the end of the commandment is charity, out of a pure heart. Charity, which is love, out of a pure mind. And we know what that love is, first and foremost, right? You should know if you don't know. Because I went to 2 John the 6th. Let's go there again, since some of you probably just looking at this one video. That's all you're going to see in your life. Let's go to 2 John the 6th verse. What is love? And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. You hear that? That's love. That we walk after the Most High's commandments that he wrote with his finger. The work of the Most High. This is the commandment. And as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it. Right? Going back to 1 Timothy 1 and 5. Now the end of the commandment is charity, out of a pure heart, pure mind, and of a good conscience, and of faith unfeigned, genuine faith, believing in the Most High. Right? In a great conscience, a good conscience, the way you think. From which some, having swerved, have turned aside unto vain jagglings, like religions. Vain jagglings, desiring to be teachers of the law. Hear that? Desiring to be teachers of what? Of the law. Understanding neither what they say nor whereof they affirm. But we know that the law is good if a man uses it lawfully, as it was written, for us to be able to know how to follow the Most High's moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws. There's a law of sacrifice. Nobody sacrifices animals anymore. They're trying to build that temple. They build that temple. See what happens. Most High gonna bring that wrath down. Cashapp is the ultimate sacrifice. But understand, just in case y'all don't, I'll show you something. Sacrificing animals don't mean nothing. Let's go to Hebrews 10th chapter. Let's read about it. But the law, this is a law of sacrifice. That's a law we're not dealing with. That's a law you're not under no more, the law of sacrifice. You keep that in mind, it'll help you to understand Paul's writings. For the law, which is law of sacrifice, having a shadow of good things to come, because the Cashapp was the ultimate sacrifice. And not the very image of the things, can never, y'all build that temple, start sacrifice animals again. Say, can never, with those sacrifices, which they offered year by year, continually make the comers thereunto perfect. Hear that? Let me shoot it again. For the law, it's a law of sacrifice animals to atone with our sins and so forth, having a shadow of good things to come, and not the very image of the things, can never, hear that? Can never. When you build that third temple, can never, with those sacrifices that you're going to do, that we did then, and when you're going to plan on do it again, which they offered year by year, continually make the comers thereunto perfect. For then would they not have ceased to be offered? Because that the worshipers, once purged, should have had no more conscience of sins. But in those sacrifices, there is a remembrance again made of sins every year. We have the Day of Atonement that's coming up for us in a few days. But in those sacrifices, they have a remembrance of sins when they had to make the sacrifice for the Day of Atonement every year. This is what it says, verse 4. For it is not possible. When you build that temple trying to sacrifice animals and turtle doves and so forth again, for it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away sins. Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he said, sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body hast thou prepared me. Say. In burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin, thou hast had no pleasure. Most High want us to be obedient. So why do you gotta, you cancel out mercy and grace first and foremost. And the mercy and grace ain't to you anyway. Talking about the Jewish priests or rabbis, whatever they call themselves, gonna build this third temple. It has no significance in the scriptures. Period. Because they were given the law to be able to purge anyone from their sins in sacrificing some whatever. Look at Hebrews 9 and verse 19. When Moses had spoken every precept to all the people of who? Israelites. According to the law, he took the blood of calves and of goats with water and the scarlet wool and hyssop and sprinkled both the book and all the people. Can you imagine that, speaking of blood all over the book and all blood going all over the people? Saying this is the blood of the testament which the Most High have been joined unto you. Moreover, he sprinkled with blood both the tabernacle and all the vessels of the ministry. Blood going everywhere. But in almost all things are by the law purged with blood. And without shedding of blood, while Mashiach's precious blood had to be shed, is no remission. See, that's why you understand it. Hebrews 10 and 4. For it is not possible, no way, shape, or form, that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away sins. So what they sacrificing for? It is third temple they talk about building. For it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away sins. When the Mashiach gave up the spirit, the sacrifice of the temple rent in half. They said, surely this had to be the Son of the Most High. We're no more sacrificing no animals no more. Build it if you want to. We're going to see. Like I say, Hebrews 10, we're in Hebrews 10, right? Let's go back to Hebrews 10. I always talk about it all the time. Hebrews 10:31. He said all that. Look what he said. before he lets you go. He said, look, Hebrews 10:31, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. But remember what has been said and what he said. You just heard it. But understand it's divine authority that the Most High have. But see, y'all playing the Most High. You know, Most High is long suffering. But don't play him short of what his judgment's going to be. Like he say what he's going to do. A lot of y'all don't realize who you messing with. If you don't know him, you don't fear him, you don't know him. You don't really know him. Look at Exodus 19, and look at verse 16. I'm just about finished. It said, and it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings. That's who you messing with. On the third day of the morning, there was thunderings and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mountain. The voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. This is who you messing with. Everybody started trembling. That mean what? They were scared. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with the Most High. When the Mashiach Yahushua is the angel of the Most High. And they stood at the nether part of the mountain. But understand, this divine authority in Mount Sinai was all together on a smoke, because the Most High descended upon it in fire. See, the Most High fire from his waist up, fire from his waist down. But he descended, came down upon it in fire. And the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace. And the whole mountain quaked greatly. Can you imagine that? The mountain is shaking. So you know the ground is shaking. You got this loud thunder, the trumpet is blowing, lightning. It sounds scary just even describing it. But nah, y'all got this other means of thoughts when it comes to the Most High. You gotta understand, look. The people's trembling. Oh boy, you just wait. And the Mount Sinai was all together on a smoke, because the Most High descended upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, you got thunder going on. You know how thunder is. You got lightning going on. Then you got this trumpet that's coming through the thunder. Sounded long and waxed louder and got louder and louder, y'all. Moses spake, and the Most High answered him by a voice. The Most High came down upon Mount Sinai, and on the top of the mountain. And the Most High called Moses up to the top of the mountain, and Moses went up. And the Most High said to Moses, go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Most High to gaze, to look at him. And many of them perish, and I kill all of them that look at me, want to look at me. Say. And let the priests also, which come near to the Most High, sanctify themselves, lest the Most High break forth upon them, and kill them. Just who we talking about? Now y'all gonna sit there and sacrifice. You think y'all sacrifice before you gonna call down the Most High? You hear what he said? He said, and let the priests also, which come near to the Most High, sanctify themselves. These are Israelites, true Israelites, not no Gentiles trying to be us, lest the Most High break forth upon them And Moses said unto the Most High, the people cannot come up to Mount Sinai. But thou charged us, saying, set bounds about the mount and sanctify it. So he set some bounds around the mount and sanctify it. Listen. And the Most High said unto him, away, get thee down, and thou shalt come up, thou and Aaron with thee. But let not the priests and the people break through to come up unto the Most High, lest he break forth upon them. For everything the Father has living power. So Moses went down unto the people and spake unto them. Now, Exodus 20th chapter is giving us the 10 commandments that the Most High wrote with his finger. The work of the Most High, right? Look at verse 18. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. You're going to call up the Most High, huh? When y'all build your temple, you're going to call up the Most High. Listen, and all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. They had a little boundary they can go to, so they moved back. Got away from that mountain. And they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not the Most High speak with us, lest we die. Remember, the people was trembling. Is that what it's going to take? And Moses said unto the people, fear not. That let you know they were scared. They was afraid. For the Most High has come to prove you. And that his fear, and that his fear, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. So that's why I say, it's like, it's sad because this is what's going to go down to really get our attention. What you're reading here. We as Israelites. He said the Most High, you're going to prove us again. But he said, and Moses said unto the people, fear not. For the Most High has come down to prove you, and that his fear that nobody really is really looking at and speaking of first and foremost. He came down to bring his fear, that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. See, when you get scared, when you're afraid, you're going to do what's right. That's why he said that his fear may be before your faces. He showed us. What he got to do to us now, to this day? Just start, people walking down the street and just start burning up and just open up the ground and you don't see them no more. But you see them burning, it's on the news, oh, they burning up, then they open up, they follow, then it happened over here, the Israelites over here, the Israelites over there. Ah. Who's next? Ain't nothing impossible with the Most High. You see, Moses said unto the people, fear not, but Most High has come down to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where the Most High was. Not no thick light. He dwelt in thick darkness where the Most High was. Everything came from darkness. Darkness to light. It was darkness upon the earth first. And he moved the elements to bring forth light. And the Most High said unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, ye have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. Talk to them from heaven. He got his messengers right there. Angels. We know Mashiach was shot letters in the cloud by day. Chariot of the Most High, what they call UFOs. We call them IFOs, identified flying objects. And it turned to fire at night, leading us. So, Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. And this is what brothers should be first and foremost telling the people. Just what you just seen, without a shadow of a doubt, and you heard without a shadow of a doubt. Because somebody's teaching opposite of this. What we going to read? In error. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. The first thing he tells us is what? Fear the Most High. Oh no, God is our love. God is love. It says fear the Most High. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. First thing it says, fear the Most High. Before repentance, before keeping the commandments, fear the Most High. What did Moses just say? Most High came down to make you fear him so that you would not sin. We know sin is what? The transgression of the Most High's laws, breaking the Most High's laws. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Here, fear the Most High and keep his commandments. But this is the whole duty of man. But if you don't fear the Most High, then hey, what do you got to do in our time to get our attention? Remember what he said? Exodus 9, go back to the law, always. Exodus 19 and what's we at? Select. No, Exodus 20 and 20, select it. Exodus 20 and 20. And Moses said unto the people, fear not. For the Most High has come down to prove you. He's going to come down to prove us. And that his fear, hear that? That his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. You know what they said? Verse 18, and all the people saw the thunderings, and the lightnings, and the noise of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, man. Moses, you speak to us, Moses, and we will hear. Let not the Most High speak with us, lest we die. Remember, people were scared. They were scared. Verse 16, and it came to pass of chapter 19, Exodus 19 chapter. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there was thunderings, thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mountain, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud. Remember, it got louder and louder and louder. So that all the people that was in the camp trembled. You hear that? They trembled. They was trembling. Scared. Scared them. Go to Hebrews 12. Go to Hebrews 12. Man, better ask somebody. Y'all playing around with the Most High, man. Look. Hebrews 12 and 18. For ye are not come unto the mount that might be touched, and that burn with fire, nor unto blackness with the Most High, and darkness and tempest. Remember, the Most High dwell in darkness and blackness and tempest and fire going, and the sound of a trumpet and the voice of words, which voice they that heard entreated that the word should not be spoken to them anymore. Scared, trembling. But understand, for they could not endure that which was commanded. It is so much as a beast touched the mountain, it shall be stoned, or thrust through with a dark, killed. And so terrible was the sight that Moses said, I exceedingly fear and quake. And so terrible was the sight that Moses said, I exceedingly fear and quake. But ye are come unto Mount Sinai, Mount Zion, and unto the city of the living power, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to an innumerable company of angels. You hear that? An innumerable company of angels. So, to the general assembly and church of the firstborn, which are written in heaven, and to the Most High, the judge of all, and to the spirits of just men made perfect. See, and it's a total transformation of the spirit that's being converted to fulfill the Most High's labor to make us perfect. Going back to Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 now. Let us hear the conclusions of the whole matter, men. Fear the Most High. Women, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High. Be afraid, be scared of the Most High before he visits you. Fear the Most High. You see, I was trembling. I was scared. You don't tremble when you all excited and you happy. No, he scared us. He gonna get him a name that's gonna last forever and ever and ever. This go round. Forever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever. You better ask somebody. He gonna get him a name that's gonna last forever and ever and ever. So what he's gonna do this time is written. It's all written. He's gonna smash all these kingdoms. And judgment's gonna be on this earth. Look. Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High. Be afraid. Be scared of the Most High. They talk about the Most High is love. Yeah, the Most High love for you to do this. Fear him. If you don't, he gonna make sure you do. This is the last thing that's being said. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments. But this is the whole duty of man. Why? For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing. The things you think you're doing in secret, he gonna bring it into judgment. You think all you that feel that nobody see me, you think that nobody see what you're doing in wickedness? For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Those are choices you have. Choose good. We know it's good. We read that in Romans 7 and 12. The commandment is good. The law is good. And the commandment of the law is the same thing. So you got a choice to choose good or evil. Which one did you choose? Because for the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua, who we have elected to be his ultimate judge, for the Most High, or Mashiach Yahushua, shall bring every work into judgment and every secret thing. Because remember, the Most High's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and the secret things. That's what it says. And with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So you got a choice. That's why he said, fear the Most High. That's the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High. So I'm telling you, you got to fear the Most High. I go through enough scriptures to make you fear the Most High. Because it's right here. That's why you'll be saying, oh, that's that old God of the Old Testament. No. He's in the volume of the book. It's him. Who supersedes him? You think his only begotten son supersedes him? Oh, that's right. Y'all say he is the Most High. Well, I'm going to continue this. We're going to conclude right now. I hope that was edifying. I hope you will go over it and learn something from it. And with that, I say, from Most High, from Mashiach Yahushua, and from Yashar, and I'm out. Peace.